of you for coming and joining us for this special dedication ceremony when we dedicate the new Thomas and Patricia Malone Honors Library. This is a special occasion for us, and I think some of you that have a long history with the college, or it's kind of like I was the first time I came in here after all the work was completed in here. Doesn't look like an old female dormitory. We're really proud of the work that has been done here in Whitehall, and you'll notice some of the work that was done in building the cabinetry and columns and things like that. That was all done in-house by our carpenters here at the college. This is all homemade, if you will. And so we're very proud of it. Hope that you are. Dr. Stephen Black is Steve. Wave to everybody so they can identify you as director of our Honors Institute. It's a program that we're tremendously proud of. It's growing each year and bringing us some great students. We've got, there's a lot of steps, little steps we got to take along the way in building that program, but Dr. Black's taking the appropriate steps. This week he was with us when Thursday night we had John Keonis, anchorman with ABC News, presented a program, an honors forum program to our honor students. Did a remarkable job. One of the most down-to-earth people that has achieved tremendous success, won all kind of Emmys, all kind of national recognition on ABC News every Friday night with his own show, and he was just so humble and talked to our honor students here in this venue, and so there's a lot of things that are good that are going on. One of the next steps in that, if you might let me elaborate on that, Honors Institute, is we've got to start building our scholarship program for our Honors Institute. And you know, the way we're going to attract students and those high quality students is going to be, we have to be competitive with the universities in the state. I'm talking about Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and USM, if we want those kinds of students. And we've been fortunate, we've been able to get some of them and offer them some assistance, but we've got to step that effort up. And so that's the next step along that path. But we're really proud of this facility and proud of what it's going to mean to our college and our students along the way as we move forward. As a first step in dedicating this facility, I would like to ask Shamirika Williams, who is the SGA, Student Government Association President of our Forest County Center campus, to come forward and lead our invocation.
Please bow your head for word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you today with thankful hearts. Thankful for this new honors building that we are all here to celebrate. Lord, I ask that you bless every single donor that gave to make this vision happen. And Lord, I ask everything that is done in this building, let it be used for your glory. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Now, we're not going to go through a long introduction. All of you know the accomplishments of Tom and Patsy Malone. You know the great things that they've accomplished together as a team and their lifelong efforts. There is a wonderful biography here about them if you will take time and read that. One thing that I'll tell you is that this institution, with its proud history, is blessed with people who in their chosen professions have succeeded at the top levels. And we've got another generation of those students coming along now. We're trying to nurture them in the same way that you folks were nurtured and were pushed along that road to success. But just a capstone here. Tom Malone, Dr. Malone, left here, went to Georgia Tech, took Patricia with him, and they created a wonderful life for themselves. Eventually became the head of the chief operating officer, chief Vice President Tom, was it, I'm confused by the terminology that I saw.
Well, they had to create something that finally they got it long enough, nobody knew what it was.
Here's
The senior executive vice chairman
there you go.
retired.
There you go. I apologize for that faux pas, but I read
That's the only
that.
time I ever got to say that.
But the head man for the largest textile manufacturer in the world. And this man has left Fall River Community College, and with the support of his beautiful bride, was able to end up running that large, magnificent company, the first company in America to win the Baldrige Award. Lectured all over Europe on total quality management, all over the world, as a matter of fact. And is just a wonderful ambassador, both of them, for our college. To both of you, we thank you for who you are and what you have meant to this institution and what you continue to mean to us. And at this time, I'm going to call on Tom. You want Patsy to go first, or?
He's the one who talks. He loves talk.
Okay. We'll call on Dr. Thomas Malone.
I promised her. She knows that I have a same whistle, same play I take. I always say there's no saturation of education. It's my number one most important thing. If you want to be successful in life, but success in life is a team sport. And you can accomplish anything in the world. You don't care who gets credit. Now, I've had all my say, because that's about the only thing that's important to me. I believe in winning. And I won the most important thing in my life, was Patricia. And Gene Catwood and I were on one end of the field practicing with Toby Holden, and the band was on the other end of the field. And on Friday afternoon, games on Saturday, and I looked down there, and there was these majorettes were all out there. There were 24 of them, I think, the string of pearls. And I said, Gene, come here. He said, what? I said, who's that little brunette down there out in front of those majorettes? He said, oh, she's the best friend of my girlfriend, one of his many. Gene had all the girls, and so I said, boy, maybe you can arrange a double date. That's only, she was in high school. They were in high school. We were college. They couldn't. You had a double date. He said, okay, I'll arrange that. Long story short, did in about a month. Took about a month to convince him that we could do something. And I have told her I never dated another girl. I won't say I never looked at one. But I never dated another girl. 55 years ago, I saw her. And now 52 years of marriage. And we're having just as much fun as we ever had. And when we want to remind ourselves that there's no saturation of education, we always come every time the phone rings or every time an email comes or text or something. I don't care if it's Kara, a lot of you in this room forget. I tell you, we get in our car and come to Poplarville. Because that's where we really set all the guidelines, the building blocks of our lives, our family life, my career. I learned how to win. Who did I learn how to win from? Coach Dobie Hope. He was an extraordinary people person. He was an extraordinary strategist. He was an extraordinary tactician. And he'd take yours, he'd take his players and beat yours, or he'd take yours and beat his. He didn't matter. He'd take the paid players, he'd switch the teams, he'd still beat you. That would go to help. Well, I said if I could just get a little bit of that in my life, I'd be okay. And fortunately I did. And all those things that I go back to, I can put it all in 3 or 4 little sentences. But I kept coming back. Where did I learn that? And I said, you learn deep thinking from deep thinking people. And that's, if you're going to change your life and be the best you can be, you got to be thinking about how things are going to be, not how they've been. And so I always kept thinking, who are those individuals that affected my life so much? I was mostly lucky, and my mother always said, the harder you work, the luckier you get. That was the most important thing. She had 9 kids, and let me tell you what, we did a lot of work taking care of each other. But it was a very, very clear to me that if I was going to win in life, what was I going to do? First of all, I had to find a keeper for the rest of my life, so I wouldn't have to worry about my family, my wife, and the things that go with that. But I also knew that I had to just keep learning, that there was no saturation of education, and that the door, the key to the door of continuous improvement of life was education. And that's why I come back here. I learned more here. I identified my Hall of Fame teachers over about 10 years after I retired. And when I got through, about each year I could add one more, I ended up identifying 8 that I said really, really changed my life. One way or another that made my life. And then I looked and said, my gosh, I must have fudged something, because when I got through, there were 8, and half of them were from Pearl River College. 4 of the 8 that I think made Pat Malone and I be so lucky in life were teachers, coaches here at Pearl River College. 3 of them were from my high school. It was one coach where if I hadn't gone there, I know the opportunity doors wouldn't open for us. I had one person that I thought changed my life. And once, it took me several years to reach that, but and I bet you every one of you have thought asked the same question. And I encourage you to do it and keep on asking. Because I keep coming real close to adding a 9th. And that 9th one, it hadn't made my list yet that I'll put the picture on the wall, because we got the 8 on the wall in our lodge, my Hall of Fame educators. But I've almost got another one. And guess what? It's in the 8th grade. It was an 8th grade coach. So coaches had a big influence on me. I've said the most valuable lessons in life you learn from competitive sports, not the only way, and football is the best of all. Because it's a game, and it's the only game I know that you're playing team sports with a ball. The only game I know where every player has a chance, everything except football, every player has a chance to touch the ball and have an impact on the winning and losing of that game. Have you ever thought about it? Football is the only sport that all those front line offensive lines and guards, and I was one of those. Now see, I was looking hard because I was one of them. And I want to make sure everybody knew I was important. Hell, I was a key part of them winning. Well, I wasn't really thinking that way, but the facts were, it finally dawned on me. I kept saying, why was football so much better? Well, you got offense, defense, kicking team, all these specialty teams. But you've got, on the offensive team, all those front guys, they can't touch the ball. If you touch the ball, you're penalized. It's the only sport that I know that where every player can't touch the ball. Those linemen are dependent on those guys that can touch the ball, and those that can touch the ball are dependent on those that can't touch the ball. And it builds teamwork and thinking. And it starts back again, success in life is a team sport. And I think football is a great example. But it doesn't matter how you get there. You just keep on recognizing no saturation of education. No saturation of education. And you can accomplish anything. You don't care who gets the credit. Thanks for giving us a beautiful place to be here with you. We're thrilled. Thanks a lot. It's the people in this room that made Pearl River College so terrific. We're just thrilled to be part of the community, and I tell you, to the day we die, when Ernie, you, or whoever succeeds you, because we plan to be around a long time, when the phone rings and says we having something special, we'll be in that vehicle way over there in Georgia driving this way. Looking forward to seeing you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. We appreciate, always appreciate your words of wisdom, and we want to congratulate both of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you. Thank you. We appreciate you and very grateful to your support and all you've done and all you've meant to Fort Community College, and congratulations on a lifetime of success, both of you. Forevermore, folks, this library and this space will be known as the Thomas J. and Patricia Malone Honors Library. So we're very grateful for that, and very grateful for the Malone family and what they meant to this institution.